What's good, everybody? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. What is going on, guys? Back for another one. Had a great weekend. How about you guys? Who was out there on the water, guys? Let's get into it. Get active in the chat. Let's see who we have checking in this Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Every Tuesday night, 8 p.m., we will be getting into it. Make sure you share the link for this live stream with some other fishermen. Let's continue to grow, guys. As you come into the chat, please hit me up with a 1. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay, see me okay. I'm always running around trying to get things put together at the last minute. So never know when I might miss a little something. All right, I see some people checking in. Really, really appreciate that. And want to give a quick shout out to the Facebook crew. What is going on? Really appreciate you guys checking in. Let me just check on you real quick. Just check this out. All right, guys, just bear with me. You know how we do each week. Just give me a few minutes to get everything going, everything rolling. Make sure everybody is tuning in and checking in. All right, and then we will get into it, guys. Let's see. What is the title of this live stream? I see some guys checking in a little early. They said they couldn't wait to see this one. So the title is Lake Oconee Monsters. Shallow bass fishing with Mega Live. Oh, yeah. Can you use that live image in shallow? Is that something that works? Well, hey, guys, it is something that works. So I've put out a few little snippets here and there. So some of you guys may have already seen kind of a highlight or something of what we will be getting into tonight. So as always, I have a clip that I'll be pulling up to show some footage of the tournament that took place this weekend, fishing that BFL, guys. You know how it is. Have to get out there and see if I can stick a fish or two and see if I can move up in those standings a little bit. All right, guys. So really, really appreciate everybody tuning in. And also, please, as you come into the live stream, hit that like button for me. We want to get those likes up. And like I said, make sure you share the link to the live stream. We want to continue to grow, guys. We've been moving pretty fast. So I know not too long ago, you guys saw we were just hitting 5,000 subscribers. But now, oh yeah, we hit 5,800 subscribers and put out a little video clip just a few days ago. And it seems like you guys kind of like seeing those fishing altercations, fishing arguments, just some disputes that take place out there on the lake. So I'll pull up another clip of something like that and maybe share a story or two about another incident that I actually had on the water this weekend. So don't let me forget about that. Actually, let me just jot that down. Sometimes I need to take notes because once we get into it, guys, things kind of start rolling pretty fast. So let's see. Let me just jot that down here real quick. All right. So I see we have some guys coming in, tuning in, checking into the live stream. So really, really appreciate that. All right, here we go. Okay, I see. Don't forget to hit the like button. Really, really appreciate that. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see who we have checking into the live stream tonight. All right, so we had somebody checking in early. Brian the Fisherman Baker. What is going on? Really, really appreciate you coming back and continuing to support the channel and the live stream. Says cannot wait. All right, so you're going to be heading out there to Oconee. Is that why you can't wait for this one? All right, and then we also have, guys, special shout out to the money team. We have Greg checking in. He says this will be a good live stream. I'm located in center of PA. Where are you close to? Hey, we're down here down south, down here next to Lake Lanier, down here making it happen. So yeah, really, really appreciate you coming back in. All right, then says good evening from Central PA. All right, then we have Darren Pearson checking in. What is going on? So I did tell you guys to send me pictures of the fish that you're out there catching. You have a trophy or two to hold up, something that you had some accomplishments that recently happened. Send me those pictures into my Instagram and I will put together a little segment where I give some shout outs and, just show you guys off a little bit, because always remember, this is a safe place. You can come here and kind of use this as a brag board for what you've been out there doing on the lake. So I have a clip that I will pull up to give a few subscriber shout outs. And you never know who you might see in there. All right. And Darren Pearson hit me with the 1. So really appreciate that. Then we have Greg hit me with the 1. Then we have Vernon Neal. What is going on, Vernon Neal? All right, so MoneyBass, what's good? What is going on? Vernon Neal is in here a little early. All right, sounds good. Then we have Joseph Berthelot. All right, really appreciate you checking in. Shout out to the money team once again. Darren Pearson says, don't forget to hit the like button for the MoneyBass. That's right. Yeah, really appreciate that. So yeah, we're looking pretty good on the likes, guys. So really appreciate that. And let's see who struggle stream. Let me hit the mute over there. Uh-oh, guys. Let's see. We have Joseph also says, on my phone and still working on the house, so responses will be slow. Hey, man, slow responses are still good responses. We can go ahead and get into it. And guys, oh my goodness, look what we have already getting it started early. Greg, member of the money team, hitting the channel with the $20 $19.99 super chat. All right, really appreciate that. He says getting the party started early, making a prepayment on all this great info to come. Uh-oh, man. Hey, I might have to throw in a little something extra. I mean, you're putting the pressure on me. Hey, I mean, it's good pressure, but hey, really appreciate that. And guys, like I always say, each week during the live stream, whoever gives the highest super chat, super sticker contribution to the channel is the sponsor of the live stream. And if you take a look down at the bottom of the screen, you will see that banner that is scrolling on there. So, hey, I have to put in a little work because Greg has decided to, hit the channel up with a little something. Really appreciate that. So let me just change this banner down here, guys. But before I do that, just want to let you know who the sponsor of last week's live stream was. So special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, The Condemned. And also always a special shout out to the money team. So each week, whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker, supporting the channel, I will go down here and update this banner because that is the sponsor of the live stream, because this channel is supported by you guys, the viewers of the live stream. And, it just shows me that I am out here presenting and providing some value to you guys. So really appreciate that, Greg. All right, so just bear with me real quick. Let me make sure I get this spelled correctly in here. So I'm just updating this banner, guys. Giving a few shout outs as I always do. All right, so let me update that. So now if you take a look down at the bottom, we have special thank you so much to the sponsor of the show, Greg. And you guys see him. He is also a member of the money team. And also, Greg, let's see. Greg,
You are the big fish.
all right, so Greg is the big fish of the live stream right now. So really appreciate that, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and see who else we have checking into the live stream. So Joseph says, what did you think of those shallow water clips I sent you to look at? Skinny enough for you? So I'm trying to remember, because man, so you did send me something, and I'm trying to remember if it was the view of the was that on Instagram? And I think it was the units. Is that what it was? Let me just take a look real quick, because I did just get finished taking a look at some other things on here. Let me see if I can just find it real quick, Joseph. I don't see it. It must have been on Facebook. I don't see it right now. But continue to send those in. I will take a look at it. And I don't know if I responded back to you or not. But good deal. Really appreciate that. All right, so we have David checking in. He says, hey, money, what's going on? Really appreciate that. Another member of the money team. And also, if any of you guys are interested in becoming a member of the money team and supporting the channel, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, and it is also in the description. Just a way to make you stand out in the chat. You will notice that the members of the money team have a special badge next to their name. And the longer that you have been a member of the money team, that badge will gradually change to it'll just change to different colors as you progress and stay with the money team. So really appreciate that. All right, then we have Hunter checking in, says, hope you're doing good, MoneyBass. Oh yeah, things are going great.
Yes, sir.
I mean, had a good weekend. I was gonna say could have been a little better, but hey, I'm satisfied with the weekend, guys. I mean, you saw the thumbnail, so I was out there making some things happen. All right, then we have Joseph says, Facebook post going deep with a Go Devil. Let me just take a look real quick, because I did see something come in from you. So that was on Facebook. And guys, you guys just have to bear with me, because I'm on here on YouTube, all that good stuff, but man, I'm struggling when it comes to keeping up with YouTube, Facebook, all these different forms of social media and everything. But I try to stick with it. I try to stick with it. Yeah. So okay, here we go. I see it right here. Oh, okay. I know exactly what you were talking about. Yes, I'm glad you reminded me. I am actually going to do a live stream on that topic. And basically, I mean, it is great. You guys need to stay tuned for that. I will send out a notification so you guys can take a look at it. But basically, it's just showing underwater action with a scuba diver actually under the water tracking these fish and the bait. He's not taking it and putting it in the fisherman's mouth, but it will show you guys how difficult, even with a scuba diver down in the lake, that these electronics, yeah, it makes it easier. But yeah, I mean, really, really appreciate that. So yeah, I will definitely get into that, Joseph. All right, then we have, oh, look who we have checking in. We have Big Mac says greetings from sunny Arizona. Hey man, hey, we're growing, guys. I mean, looks like we're about to be nationwide. Really, really appreciate you checking in. Then we have another special guest. Make sure you stay tuned because I do have some subscriber shout outs that I will be pulling up a little and shortly. All right, says, what's up, Big Money Bass? All right, what is going on? Mark Scott. Here we go. Have Mark Scott checking in. Very, very strong supporter of the channel. Always active in the comments and always sending me those Instagram pictures out on the lake. And guys, his setup is great that he has. I mean, he has 360 Mega Live. He has Target Lock. I do have a clip that I may put that in the one for next week. But yes, you can see that rig and that nice setup that he has on his boat. All right, then we have Big Mac. Oh yeah,
yes sir.
Special shout out, first timer. Oh yeah, I can see that you're subscribed to the channel, and yeah, I haven't seen the name in the chat before, but really, really appreciate you getting in here and getting active. All right, then we have Cajun Rob. What's going on, Cajun Rob? I have been seeing the messages that you have been sending me through, I believe it's on Instagram. Really, really appreciate that. So I will be getting back to you on some of those. But yeah, really, really appreciate you always chiming in. And I haven't forgot about that co-angler thing. I do have a guest that I will be bringing up for that. And special shout out to the subscribers of the channel, because somebody that is generally in the chat, I don't see him in there right now, but hey, they picked up a first place this weekend at the BFL. So special shout out. And I'll shout him out whenever I see him come into the live stream. All right, then we have Cajun Rob says, what's up, Joseph B? There you go, guys. Make sure you get in there and network with each other. That's what it's all about. We're just going to continue building this community, getting a lot of like-minded guys in here so we can all continue to get better out there on the water and just have better results and come back and use the channel as your brag board, like I was saying. All right, then we have Jay Polly checking in. What is going on? Really, really appreciate you checking in. All right, then Big Mac. All right, getting in there, networking a little bit. Really, really a good thing. Really, really sounds good. All right, let's see who else we have checking in, guys. All right. So it looks like we have a nice little crowd in here for this evening. So, like I said, what we're gonna get into, guys, is this weekend's BFL that took place on Lake Oconee, and also using that Mega Live system. I know a lot of you guys are using your electronics. Some of you guys aren't, but hey, this is the place where you can come so you can get a little better with those, using it in shallow water and deep water, of course. But lately, I've been a little shallow, guys. We know that those fish have moved up right now. So if you can figure out how to get out there and capitalize on that and figure out how to use those, your electronics, whether it's side scan, sonar, live imaging up shallow, then hey, you will get that upper hand on them out there, guys. All right, let's see who else we have checking in. Okay, so there we go, guys. All right, so what we're gonna do first, just have a little bit of entertainment first, guys. So I am going to pull up a clip, and this is just kind of an on the water, let's say, dispute, and let's just talk about on the water etiquette, and let's just see how you guys would handle this. And let's see, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, and once again, let me make sure I get this up here. Give credit where credit is due. Greg, really, really appreciate it. He is the current sponsor of the live stream. And also, check it out, guys. Greg is.
You are the big fish.
All right, the big fish of the live stream. Special shout out to Greg. All right, and let me just hop back in here real quick. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is share my screen. So just bear with me. All right, where are we at? All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. So this right here is going to be something that some of you guys will be familiar with because it is on the pro level. And I mean, you know how things go there. They sometimes they feel like there's a preference that should be given to someone that is basically leading the tournament. So they have a different kind of etiquette going on here, guys. But let's just take a look at it, and then just imagine if you were one or the other of these participants in a tournament and see how you would handle it. All right, so let me see, guys. Hold on one second. Let's just see what screen how should we line this up. All right, there we go. All right, so we'll play it on that screen right there. All right, guys. So now let's get into a little segment. Let's call this fishing fights, just to see how things are handled here. So let's take a look. We have two pro fishermen that are out on the lake. One of them actually beats the other one to a spot that he feels should be his. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and let me know what you guys think. How would you handle this if this was you out on the lake? All right, let's see. Let's get this thing started, guys. Just bear with me. All right, here we go.
Scott Martin and Drew Bitton both decided to start their day, not just in the same creek, but throwing at the same dock. And Scott Martin is not happy about Drew's decision.
All right, so they're starting off at the same spot, guys.
Not cool.
Well, come up here and fish beside me. I don't mind.
You're sitting right where I need to be sitting, dude.
I'm telling you. I know I seen them all yesterday right there.
You saw me here in practice. I fished here yesterday morning till 9:30, 10 o'clock. You were going down the bank, dude. I mean, you were back there in that pocket, dude.
I know I started there earlier. I thought I was going to have it to myself, but I was headed here.
That's where I've been fishing.
Just chill out and fish, Scott.
Well, you're sitting right where I want to cast, dude. I make casts in that dock. I make casts in that gut, all right in this little zone, and you're casting across.
Oh, man. Okay, so what do you guys think so far from what you have seen? So apparently one guy is already there. He is fishing. So he has beat Scott Martin to that location, and he has already started fishing. Scott pulls up and says, hey, I was fishing here the day before during practice. You were never here, guys. He says he was never there. So I guess for me, how would he know if that guy was never there unless he stayed there the whole time? I mean, what do you guys think? Make sure you get active down in the comment section because I really want to get some feedback and see what you guys think, because I have seen situations like this. And this weekend, the tournament that I was fishing, there were 100 and I believe 20 boats. For me, the lake was not really that big. So I knew that there were going to be a lot of guys in areas that I have already went to and found fish and was planning to go to. That was one of my main concerns. So I purposely ran a little farther than what I had planned on doing to get past the all the extra boat traffic, because I was boat number 93. Ooh, boat number 93. That is not really a good boat draw. But yeah, get active in the comments, guys. Let's see what else they have to say. Let's see what else is going on.
Final day of the tournament, and you come in here and you're casting all across where I'm casting. You hadn't even fished here, dude.
Scott, I did fish
Yeah,
here.
and yesterday afternoon?
I fished here the second morning, too.
You didn't, dude.
Yeah, I did.
Not right here, you did not.
Scott, I come in here at about 10 o'clock, second morning.
Come on, man.
I'm not keeping you from catching any fish here.
You got me madder than hell, dude.
Well.
Oh, got him mad. He said he has him mad. Oh, man. What do you guys think? What do you think? What would you do if you were, say, the guy that's in the red sweater? What would you do from that guy's perspective? So he gets to that location. He says that he has been practicing in that location, but Scott Martin has not seen him there. But he feels that, hey, I was here. I was catching fish there. You're exactly where I want to cast to, so you should pack up and leave. What would you guys do? Would you guys pack up and leave? You feel like he's being bullied a little bit? What do you guys think? What do you think? All right, let's go ahead and hop back into it and see what continues to happen.
Calm down and fish. You're a good fisherman. Calm down and fish.
So I just wait for you to get your bait in that I can cast?
I'm not. I'm casting to the left where you're casting. I'm not going to cast over your line. I'm not an idiot.
So if I ask your partner if y'all fished here, he's
Yeah.
gonna tell me y'all fished right here by this
Yeah,
little dock right here in the middle of the deal.
I promise you.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping you from catching.
So he's about to do some investigation on this. He's gonna go and ask his partner if he has been in that location, because if he hasn't, then he doesn't deserve to be there. What do you think? What do you think, guys? I see you getting active in the comments. Make sure you guys continue to get active in the comments, because the thing is, the live streams always build off of what is going on in the comments, guys. I will get back to the comments in just a second, but let's see what happens next.
In the day, so just calm down. We got plenty of time to fish.
It's just not how it works, dude.
All right, Scott. It's yours. I ain't gonna sit here and argue with you about it.
Oh,
Crybaby.
oh man, no. It looks like it worked. So he is running the guy off. You guys know that fishing is a head game. He got in his head. He's pushing the guy off of his spot. Now, if he feels that he is rightfully there, should he leave? Would you leave? What do you guys think? But let's go ahead and see what else they have to say. And then I'm going to get into the comments, guys, to see what you guys are saying about this. Ooh, these on the water disputes, arguments, man, they can get out of hand sometimes. But in this situation, the guys kind of know, well, they know who the other person is. But when you're out there and you don't know that other person, you don't quite know what they're capable of. But let's see what else continues to happen with these guys.
I'm crying.
You're
just mad as hell.
You're a crybaby.
No, I'm mad as hell, dude. It's the last day of the tournament. That's why I fished yesterday. And then you pull in here like it's yours. You're sitting dead right where my boat's sitting.
And now he's casting.
Why he didn't, when I was catching them yesterday, why didn't he come in here and say, dude, this is why I've been fishing too. While I'm catching them, why didn't he come over here and fish? Why did he just keep on going down the bank throwing at bushes? Oh, but then the last day of the tournament, you want to come start on it, sit your boat right at it and cast exactly where I'm casting. And act like, oh, this is where I've been fishing.
Oh, man. There you go, guys. What do you think? So he came in there. He told him, hey, man, I haven't seen you in here practicing. You haven't been here at all. I know that you haven't been here. I'm going to go and ask your friends and see if you've been there. Get out of here. And then he went ahead and left. Oh, man. So, yeah, he kind of got his way with that one. But what do you guys think? Let's hop into the comments. Like I said, guys, let's have some fun with this. And then we're going to get into the meat of the live stream, guys. All right, so let me just hop back into the comments real quick and see where we're at. But before we do, as always, I got to give credit where credit is due. Special shout out to Greg, the current sponsor of the live stream, guys. Each week, as I always say, whoever gives the biggest super chat, super sticker is the sponsor of that live stream, because this channel is supported by you guys, the viewers of the live stream. And I'm really, really glad that Greg continues to come back, support the channel, always active in the chat. And it just shows me that I am providing value to you guys. That is what I try to do with this channel each week, putting all this footage together, guys. So I really, really appreciate it. All right, so let's hop back into the comments and see what you guys have to say about what is going on out here with all these fishing confrontations and fishing arguments. All right, let's see who we have checking in here. All right, so we have Cajun Rob ringing the bell. All right. All right, and then let's see what, maybe I missed a comment up here. All right, so Vernon Neal says, you snooze, you lose. Oh man, I mean, yeah, I mean, to me, that is what I think. That's why some people have those 250s, and the people that have the 150s want the 250s so they can make sure they get to that spot fast. And I'm talking about horsepower, guys. So for people that aren't into tournament fishing, things like that, there are guys that are out there running those 250 horsepower motors. So those things can move. I mean, they get 70, 80 miles an hour out of there. So that is why you get those big motors, guys. All right, then Texas Noop says, I'm with Vernon Neal. If you snooze, you lose. You got to get to the spot first. Okay, special shout out to the money team. David says, first come, first serve. Hey, I mean, it kind of looked like that was the case, because if he had not have left, what was Scott going to do with that? All right, then we have Cajun Rob says, Scotty is a prima donna. Drew played it cool. Yeah, I don't know, guys. To me, it does kind of look like he bullied him out of that spot, because how does he know that he was not there? So Hey, I mean, and you never know how tournaments are going to go. If you guys saw that clip where my situation was kind of different. I was already at a location fishing. Somebody came through there, kind of messed up the area I was fishing. Instead of getting into an argument, I just went ahead and packed up and left. This one is a little different. He had him come in there, push him off the spot, and who knows, did he catch fish there or not? But the way that I see it is sometimes it's better to keep your cool, because once you kind of start getting spun out during a fishing tournament, it can kind of turn for the worst kind of fast, kind of throw you off. All right, then Big Mac says someone beat him to the spot. Oh well. Oh yeah. Oh well. Oh well, somebody beat him to the spot. All right, then Mark Scott, special member of the money team, like I said, always supporting the channel, always getting active in the comments, says, I saw that clip a while ago. My thoughts are first come, first serve. That's the way it is for me. I would have told him to buzz off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if I would have left either, guys. But yeah, I would have had to let it kind of bounce off of me, because you don't want to let it get in your head. All right, Texas Nuke says you better have some backup spots to go to. Oh yeah, definitely. I always want to have those backup spots. And that's how what I was mentioning in the tournament this past weekend. I kind of knew once I saw that boat number 93 that the first 3 or 4 spots that I wanted to hit, I just went right past those. I wasn't even worried about it. All right, Joseph says, I think Scott's been a look at Joseph. Okay, he's been bogarting. Let me just kind of paraphrase this one. I think Scott's been bogarting for a long time and always thinks he has the right to everywhere he has the right to go wherever he goes. He is known for pulling this and being a drama llama. A drama llama. All right. So it looks like nobody's really agreeing with Scott on this one. I was wondering if somebody was agreeing with Scott, because I did want to hear that kind of perspective. Like, why would you come up to a spot and see a guy there and then think that you can push him off if he beat you there? You know what I mean? And especially if Drew is saying that he was at that spot also. And that definitely does happen nowadays, because everybody has electronics on the pro level. We all know that those guys find a lot of the same fish, a lot of the same structure and everything. All right, so Cajun Rob says Drew was in the right. I'd play it cool like him and not move. Oh yeah, sounds good. All right, then we have Big Mac says tell him to go pound sand if he kept it up. Uh-oh. All right, Vernon Neal says I'd leave before it got too serious. I always be the bigger person. Yeah, and that's what I was mentioning. In this situation, they have cameras, they know each other. But when you're out there and you don't know the other person, I mean, we ran into some crazy situations out there on the water, guys. And actually, this past weekend, while I was fishing the tournament, so let me just tell you a quick story. Let me just tell you a quick story about what happened to me out on the lake this weekend. So me and my co-angler, we're going down, and it's during this BFL tournament. We're going down, we're fishing this cove, going down one side, taking our time, kind of picking it apart. And there is a lot of boat traffic out there, because this past Saturday, it was a very nice day out there. The wind wasn't blowing too tough. The sun, we had a little bit of cloud coverage. Sun was out, nice and sunny, birds chirping, all that good stuff. So we're down there, we're moseying along, minding our own business, having a great conversation fishing. And then we see this boat coming along. And this is a shallow pocket, guys. So the guy's coming along, and I see him coming. So, I just kind of waved to him. First thing I noticed, he does not wave back. He didn't wave back. So I was like, oh man, that's kind of odd. I mean, hey, I think I'm a nice person. Just kind of wave to him. He just kind of looks at me mean and keeps on driving. But like I said, we're in a cove and he does not come off plane. So I'm looking like, man, you're about 40, 50. I'd say 40 to 50 feet away from where I'm at. Just rides right through on plane in this small cove. And of course, there is a wake that is about to come. So at that point, I'm like, okay, he's not having a good day. So he's obviously upset with about something. And then he just drives right on by, but he just happens to drive into one of the boat docks. So obviously he owns that property, or he lives there. And maybe that is why he felt that he could just come through there and do that. And my guess is maybe he was upset about the amount of boat traffic that was out on the water, because I'm sure if I was out there having problems going to the spots that I wanted to go to, maybe he was having that same issue and just decided to go home. But, things happen. All right. But like Vernon Neal says, I would take his advice. I'd leave before it got too serious. Always be the bigger person because you never know what that other person has or doesn't have to lose. So yeah, you want to keep it cool. Then we have Rory Johnson checking in. Haven't seen you in a while. All right, he says, I'm not leaving. I will keep fishing. Oh, yeah, man. You got to stand your ground sometimes. Stay out there and say, hey, I'm not leaving. May even want to ignore him. So, hey, I kind of agree with that one. Unless it gets, unless it seems like it's something that might get out of hand, then yeah, I'll go ahead and pack up and kind of leave the scene. All right, then DP says, I think that guy is wrong and he should leave, especially since this is the last day. Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, I think he was wrong too. All right, then Cajun Rob says, I'd sick that. Oh no. Come on, Cajun Rob. Not that again. I know, Rob. No. All right. Big Mac says 6'2", 250 pounds. Hence Big Mac. Oh, yeah. All right. Big Mac is in the house. Really, really appreciate you stepping into the comments and getting active in here. All right. Let's see who else we have checking in. All right. Yeah. So you guys are getting active in the comments. All right. So what I'm going to do is ease on through some more of these comments, and then we will get into the meat of the live stream, guys. We have a good amount of guys in here. So, yeah, let me just hop through these real quick and see what else we have. So Texas Noob says, if it was championship Sunday and the other guy has a chance to win, I may back off. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, I mean, that makes sense because they do know each other, but it does not sound like it was that type of situation. But I understand what you're saying with that. All right. Then Joseph says, oh, my goodness. Come on, Cajun Rob and Joseph, you guys are in here talking about these barking Rugers are hard to argue with. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, look, I see you guys in here feeding off each other. Do not encourage this type of behavior. Do not do that. All right, we have Ivy Moore checking in. All right, says we are here together. And let's see, we are here together and that's it. These cats are just babies. When it comes to competing, you should be able to fish wherever you want to fish. That's why they call it competing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Then Matthew Allen says, let's see, would have told Scotty he could have it and then seen what my motor could do. Oh no. Oh no, you're not gonna blow up the spot with the big motor, are you? He says fish wouldn't have been in in a 1 mile radius. Oh my goodness. All right, then we have Timothy Turner checking in. Special shout out to you. Really appreciate you getting active in the comments. He says, I like Scott, but I think he was wrong in this deal. I don't think it matters if the other guy had fished that area before or not. If you're not in the area, it's open to anyone. Hey, I think that's kind of what everybody else is thinking too. All right, then Ronnie says, the problem is no one is getting spiritual with these rude punks, so they continue to try to bully everyone else. Oh, getting spiritual, huh? What kind of spirit are we talking about here? He says, introduce them to the end of a 710 rod, and I promise that stuff will stop. Oh my goodness, not getting spiritual out here on the water. All right, Vernon Neal says Scott pulled something similar this year during the Elite Series event. That's kind of interesting. All right, Ronnie says at some point in time, the bigger person gets old. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So Ronnie was talking about getting spiritual out there. So he says, yeah, being the bigger person. Sometimes I want to be the smaller one. How about that? All right. Big Mac says, true. You have to be the bigger person. And Big Mac can easily say that because what was it up here? Where was it at? Big Mac says 6'2", 250 pounds. So yeah, I guess it's easier for Big Mac to be the bigger person. All right, then Joseph says, special shout out to the money team. All right, let's see. He says, Vernon, that's just it. Some of these guys are known for this. Many times Scott has gotten all self-righteous. He has a little fame, but not always a class act. Kind of interesting, guys. Kind of interesting. All right, Vernon Neal says, Ronnie, let's see. I know, but it's not worth getting into an altercation over fishing. Oh, yeah, guys. I would agree with that one. Because you never know, that next spot that you take off to, that may be where that 9-pounder is waiting on you at. So special shout out to that. All right, guys. So just thought we'd have a little fun with that. All right. And there was another little something that I wanted to pull up. Let me just drop this down real quick. Where is it at? Okay, remove that. Add this to the string. All right, let me pause that right there for you guys. All right, so like I said, I was going to do a special shout out for the subscribers. Told you guys to send me a few pictures and everything. And I think everyone that sent me pictures just happens to be in the live stream tonight. So I don't have the sound playing with this, guys. But what I will do is I will upload this to the site so you guys can actually hear it with the sound and see the pictures. But this is just going to be a quick subscriber shout out. You guys have sent me some pictures. You know, I had to slide in, you know, one of me in there too, guys. But let's take a look and let's see if I can shout out the names as they go through. See if I get them all right. All right. Special shout out to me. Special shout out to, that was Texas Newt, Mark Scott, Paul Gavinsky. We had Darren Pearson. We have Texas Newt, and that was Mark Scott. So if you guys are in the chat, just hit me up and let me know if I'm getting the names right. Let me play it one more time. So these are the subscribers that have sent their pictures. We have Texas Newt, Mark Scott, Paul Gavinsky, Darren Pearson, and that is Texas Newt right there. Did I get it right? I think I got one of the pictures wrong, guys. But let's go ahead and do it one more time. But is anybody in the chat that sees their picture in there? Come on, guys, get active in there. And actually, let me just check back over here real quick. See what you guys are talking about in the comments. Sometimes there's a little delay on my end. But yeah, if you see yourself in there, just drop a comment. I just want to make sure I got you. So shout out to me. Shout out to Texas Newt, Mark Scott, Paul Gavinsky, Darren Pearson, Mark Scott, and that's Mark Scott's son. I don't know his name. That was Vernon Neal. Vernon Neal. Oh, he said, "Where's my 2 7-pounders?" You're right. You did send that, and I forgot to put that one in there. So what I will do before I upload it to the site so everybody can see it, I will put that out as a short with the music to it. And just take a look at it, guys. When you send your pictures, if you send pictures that are kind of up close like this, so take a look at Mark Scott's picture. Take a look at my picture. How the bigger that picture is, the better it'll come out. And what I'll do, guys, I will start uploading these each week. So for everybody that sends their picture in, I will include you in that clip of the week. Let's take a look again. So there's mine. So you see how it fills the screen. Then we have, let me see, hold on. Vernon, that was it. Vernon Neal. Let's see. Vernon Neal and Texas Newt. I'm getting you two mixed up, I think. All right. Texas Newt, was your picture in there? All right. And let's see. Vernon Neal says, "Oh my, I'm leaving the live stream." Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm trying. Don't hold it against me. I'm trying. I'll do better next time. I'll do better next week. Man, look, I was rushing. I did that probably within the last 30 minutes before the live stream. Okay, so Vernon, wait a minute. So you weren't in there. Oh, man. Okay, so I have your pictures. What I will do is I will add your 2 7-pounders. I will put those in the actual one that gets uploaded to the live stream. So that was Texas Newt that was in there. Where's Texas Newt at? I know he's in the chat. He was in here just a minute ago. All right. So yeah, we had a little fun with that one. But yeah, I'll get it right. And if anybody else wants to be in it, make sure you send me your pictures. Because like I said, after the live stream, I'll go ahead and upload that so everybody can take a look at it. And it will have the sound playing with it. I don't want to play it during the live stream because YouTube will strike the video, guys. Yeah, they're kind of mean with it. All right, guys. So what we are going to do now, I mean, we've been rolling for about 40 minutes, having a little fun with it. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me just drop this down real quick. Make sure I drop the right one. All right, there we go. All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and get into the meat of the live stream. All right. Really, really appreciate it, Vernon Neal. You are a very, very strong supporter of the channel. So, hey, I try to get it right, man. But you know, sometimes it's tough out here. It's hard in these YouTube streets. All right. And once again, guys, let me always give credit where credit is due, because I really, really appreciate anybody that takes the time to support the channel. Special shout out to the money team and for Greg for contributing that $19.99 super chat to the channel. And hey, guess what? He is.
You are the big fish.
Oh, yeah, he is the big fish of the live stream. All right, guys, so we are going to get into the on the water footage at Lake Oconee. All right, so let me just get everything set up for you guys, share my screen, and just have some fun with it, guys. All right, hold on. Let me just bear with me. Let me go ahead and get everything lined up. All right, so here we go, guys. We're just going to get straight into it and start off right where we get to the first spot that I stopped and fished at, guys. So this is early in the morning. I've already caught one fish, did not get that one on camera, but let's go ahead and get into it. All right, here we go, guys.
A longer shank. You got it. That might be a better fish, huh? Yeah, that's a better fish.
Oh yeah, guys, that was a nice one. You can hear it pulling drag and everything. This is definitely what you want on tournament day. So we're starting off pretty good.
Strength to it. Yeah, he's a pretty good fish. That fish probably weighs 3 or 4 pounds. Man, he come off too. No, he didn't.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
when he said the fish came off while he was trying to net it, I was like, what just happened?
There.
Oh yeah, people.
That fish probably weigh 3.5, maybe 4. I think that's amazing.
All right, there we go, guys. Starting the day off right. That is fish number 2. I did not get fish number 1 on camera. Hey, I love it when a plan comes together.
I can see the difference would be it's a slower fall when you first throw it in there. You know they're gonna hit it. You got it. See? Yeah, that in there. I don't know if it's cute.
All right, guys. Once again, the shaky head. Seems like I can't get away from it.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have to throw it.
Got one?
Yeah, I got one. He's out here at the boat. He might, you know. It ain't worth following in.
All right, guys, we're at a crossroads. So I have a fish. He has a sore on him. He'll swim off, but I don't really want a chance having a dead fish penalty. So do you think I should put him back or keep him? What would you do? All right, so let's pause it right there, guys. All right, so let me explain to you what is going on. And I want to see some feedback. I have 3 fish. I have that one that was between 3 to 4 pounds. I have that one and another one that is probably around 2 pounds or so. So that is my 3rd fish. That is the smallest fish I have, and it is not really looking too healthy. It didn't swallow the hook or anything like that, but as you can see, it has that mark on the side, and it kind of looks like it is a post-spawn fish. So in the live well, the fish isn't really moving, isn't really too active, and this is probably around 10 o'clock or so in the morning. So we have a long day. Our check-in time is going to be at 3:50. If I keep that fish and that fish dies, I will have a dead fish penalty, and that is my smallest fish. And I don't know if you guys have seen the footage that I've been putting out of the caliber of fish that I have been catching during practice. Do I want a chance keeping that fish and that fish dies? That fish is probably about 1.5 pounds. So I keep that fish and it dies. Excuse me. At the time, I wasn't sure what the penalty is for it, but I think it's like 3 ounces in a BFL if you have a dead fish. So that would knock that fish down to maybe like a 1.2 ounce fish or something like that. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that. Yeah, 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 ounces or something like that, guys. 1 pound 5 So what that means is later on, if I do catch another 3-pounder and I already have my 5, and let's say my smallest fish is that one and it's dead, and my next fish is a 2-pounder, I will have to cull out that 2-pounder and keep that dead fish, which will cause me to actually lose weight during the tournament. So I kind of have to make an executive decision. It's only around, like I said, around 10 o'clock. I've been catching those fish good every time I come out there for practice. So would you guys keep that fish or would you cull that fish? Now, I want to see some responses in here so I can read a few of the responses to see what you guys would do, and then we will get back into it. So I've explained it. And like I said, I want to get some feedback. What would you guys do? You've been catching those fish every time you come out there for practice. I mean, I even caught a 5.7. Oh, yeah. Got a 5.7, guys. Got a 5.7. Got some 3s. Ooh, it's looking good. You know, practice is good. And like I said, it's early in the day. Look at those skies, guys. So it's a nice day out there. Not too hot. It's not bluebird skies. There's a little bit of cloud cover. So it's a great looking day out there. Early in the day, guys. What would you do? Would you put that fish back and chance it? Because now you will be back to 2 fish and you have to bring in those 5. Who would put him back? So, okay, I see a lot of tossing. Who would keep him? So, Leah, if you put him back, put him back or toss him or something like that, if you would keep it because you're not too sure whether you'd be able to get those 5 because you never know what's going to happen, keep it in the live stream. And like I said, guys, I'm watching. Let's have some fun with it. Let's see what you guys have to say. All right. Okay. I see him coming in. All right. So let's take a look. So you guys remember who's going to throw him back and who's going to keep him. Let's see. So you guys can see how it turns out. Just thought I'd throw in a little extra spice into it. You know, make it a little challenging for you guys. All right. So let's see. All right, so Big Mac, this is just a quick comment from a little earlier. He was saying I could do some beatboxing behind the pictures just to add some sound to it. All right, and then DP said, yes, he had a 5-pounder and a 4.5-pounder on his pictures. All right, so Vernon Neal says, hey, man, you need to get my pictures up there. He said, where's my 2 7-pounders? So I will have those 2 7-pounders whenever I upload the version that I'll put out for everybody. All right, so now let's get into it. Who would keep it? Who would cull it? All right, Cajun Rob says, keep and cull him out. So he would keep it. So you would keep that fish, but remember, if he dies, you cannot cull that dead fish. So you're saying that you would keep it, and then when you catch your next 2 fish, then that third one that you catch after that, you would go ahead and cull him. Because, hey, you may do it within 30 minutes. You'd be fine. But you just don't know how long that fish has before it may or may not die. And the other thing to keep in mind, guys, the fish was alive and could swim off and everything. But whenever it starts going downhill, you check back there and it's dead, then that's all she wrote. All right, so we have Bass for Him says, throw it back. All right, so Bass for Him is like, hey, I'm confident I'd get out there and catch, I'd be able to still catch 3 more fish because it's early in the day and everything. Big Mac says, cull it. So if you're saying cull it, I'm saying that I'll take that as you mean that you will keep it and then cull it once you catch 3 more fish, because that third fish that you catch after that one will allow you to cull it. So we have 2 people that are saying keep it. One is saying throw it back. Bass for Him says early in the day. Okay. So maybe, okay, yeah, throw it back. Okay, gotcha. All right, David, special shout out to the money team, says tossing. Oh, yeah, David has some confidence. Joseph has some confidence too.
Yes, sir.
He says, what fish? Get that fish out of here. All right, Jason Hayes checking in says, throw it back. Go big or go home. Oh, man. Go big or go home. And see, that is the thing, guys. I'm kind of going with a strategy here. My plan with these BFLs is just to finish in the top 45 so I can make the regionals. So sometimes if you try to go big, you do go home. And if you take a look at the stats, so this is the BFL Bulldog division. So we fished Lake Lanier, Lake West Point. Then this is Oconee. Next, we have Lake Sinclair, and then we will be back at Lake Lanier. So if you want to pull those stats up online, just look at the BFL Bulldog Division Lake Oconee that took place on April 15th, and you will see that the struggle was real out there. All right, so go big or go home. Jason Hayes. All right, Big Mac says keep it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Big Mac said keep it. Bass for him says he might make good fish tacos. Oh, no. Can't be out here doing it. Can't be doing that. All right, Living Out Loud, the podcast. Look who is checking in, guys. We have Living Out Loud, the podcast. Make sure you check out that YouTube channel. Great content, great content. Living Out Loud, the podcast says toss it. Hey, you know, I'm out here handling business. I can make it happen. So, hey, I'm not scared to throw that fish back because I know I'm going to catch some more. All right, then Joseph says, always hold them till you cold. Can't be responsible for a fish that jumps out of the boat. All right. And he says, but if it's not a fish I want to be seen with, they always go back. No need to hang on to it. For me, it's not a fish I'm proud to hold on to. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm fishing for points, guys. So, yeah, it'd be nice to go ahead and cash a check. Oh, yeah. It'd be nice to cash a check, but hey, I need those points because I want to stay in those standings, guys. All right. So currently, before this tournament, I am ranked 40th overall for the season for this BFL for the Bass Fishing League. So I'm ranked 40th right now, and you have to stay in the top 45 and able to proceed to the regionals. So that is the goal, guys. The top 45. If you get a check, then hey, some people are out there fishing for checks only. They're not competing for the regionals or to move up or anything like that. But like I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of the season, this goal is top 45 is the main thing for me. So knowing that, keep it or cull it. And I see we still have a lot of tosses. All right, then we have Rory Johnson checking in.
Yes, sir.
He says, I would keep him for a few hours until I catch at least 2 more and cull out in 2 hours, no matter how many I have. Oh, yeah. So basically, Rory is saying he would go ahead and cull it too, even if he doesn't have his limit yet. And that was the thing. That was the thing. I just did not want to look back there in that live well and see that fish done and just be stuck with it. That was kind of what I was thinking. All right, Darren Pearson says, I will cull that fish while it's still alive. All right, and then let me see. Gopher Hayes checking in. What is going on? He says, Jason Hayes, that's my name. All right, so we have some twins in the live stream. All right, so now let's go ahead and get back to it, guys. So we see who said keep it and who said cull it. So do I have confidence that I can catch those fish, guys? That I can replace that fish? Will I put it back? Let's go ahead and hop back into it and see. Now, where are we at? Let me hop back into it, guys. All right, here we go. Decisions. Let's see if he swims
You let
off.
him go? Okay.
Oh, your boy put him back.
Yes, sir.
It looked like he's about to jump. You seen?
I think he's all right.
Oh,
That might be bigger than the one. That fish is still right here. If you want it, he's swimming.
now look at that, guys. Look
All
at
right,
that.
guys.
Hold on. Let me
Look at
just
that.
pause it real quick. All right. So as soon as I put that fish back, the fish that I put back, it's kind of swimming with its head up like it's about to jump out of the water. So it was still very lively but it was just kind of sluggish. It just looked like it was kind of tired from whatever kind of activities it had been doing prior to me catching it. But as soon as I put that fish back, I stuck another one immediately. So, it was like, hey, it might be kind of a good sign, that I went ahead and put it back. So let's go ahead and continue to take a look and see what happens next. But I don't think this one's gonna keep.
No, he might not be as big.
That one's still swimming.
He's right here on the side of the boat.
All right. In this situation right here, guys, let me just pause it real quick. So this is kind of a side situation that took place. So while I was fishing going down the other side of the bank, there's a homeowner out there on his pontoon, and he starts screaming out, hey, I need some help. His motor cut off, and he's heading straight for the rocks. So he's trying to prevent his boat from hitting those rocks. And so I just put my trolling motor on high, during the tournament, guys. It always seems like something is happening to me during the tournament. So I went ahead and started heading over there to help the guy out. So that's what this quick little segment is, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, here we go.
I was just cleaning that. I don't know if I got something wet or. All right. Just give me like 2 feet over. I'll be all good.
Push off.
No good deed that goes unpunished. I'm very sorry.
Oh, that's no problem.
Trials and tribulations. All right, now let's get back to some fishing.
Why wasn't it crank?
All right, on another one.
You got it?
All right, no problem.
But look at that puny fish, guys.
The
Did
hook
not
was
help.
Got another cable that you got a hook to it. You got him that time, didn't you? It was a fish, probably, wasn't it? Oh, that's a pretty good fish.
Oh, yeah, that's a good fish. Oh, gosh. I hit him one time.
All right, guys. How you love that?
Yeah, afraid I knocked him off. I hit him one time with the edge of that net.
Look at that hook set.
Oh yeah, he's in a tough part. He's kind of look like it's either a female that's laid out or
Look at those eyes. See those red eyes?
red eyes.
All right, so that was a tap that I got over there. I thought it was a stick or something like that, but toss back over there again. There we go. We're back to fish number 3. So you saw me throw that fish back, guys. So
Yeah.
man, this is kind of a nail biter for me, guys. I got to get my 5 now. Got to get my 5.
Got it.
Oh yeah, it's happening, guys. It has to be happening.
Man, how would I could have been fishing with that right there?
Oh man, you see how small that fish was, guys?
Yeah,
That was the smallest fish of the day. So what I had done at that point, I decided to, who was that that said go big or go home? I decided to, change up a little bit. So I put on a nice size, I can't remember what it was, but it's a nice size crawbait, but it's still on that shaky head. So I'm like, let me see if I can get one of these bigger fish out of here. So that's what we're about to get into. Let's see what happens, guys. Put this big crawl on here so I can catch a big one. And then I caught the smallest fish of the day. Oh, listen to the drag.
Yeah, that was good.
Listen to the drag, guys.
Yeah, that run around. Yeah. That is a good one. I got my line out there.
This lake has 8 and 9 pounders in it, guys. Oh yeah.
I'm leaving now.
Oh yeah. Is it about to happen? Special shout out to the money team.
Really?
Oh yeah. Special shout out to Greg. Oh my goodness. I'm sitting in about 4 or 5 feet of water right now. You know, those fish have moved up. Looking for those big ones. I decided to upgrade. Oh man.
Yeah, I see. Hey, is that a bass? I don't know.
What is it?
It's foul hook or something. Okay, here. Oh, it's catfish. A big one.
Oh no, guys, no. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? He said, I think it's fat. Oh no, that's a catfish. Oh no, man, my heart was beating so hard. It was, I didn't know if I was gonna make it, because I was like, this is the money bass. This was definitely a check. And it was a catfish. It was a huge catfish, guys. So let's go ahead and finish taking a look. Man, it hurt. It hurt. And even on top of that, this cove we're in, guys, like I was telling you before, there's a lot of boats out here. There were 4 other boats in this small cove that we were in. So there was another boat that the direction that we're heading, they came and they cut right across and they were at the next dock. They actually saw this action that was going on. And one of the guys came and talked to me about it after the tournament. But man, that got me. That got me. Let's finish taking a look at it.
That's the second time I've seen that happen. There's no more fishing above us, and he hooked one about like that. Golly, that's a nice one.
That was a big catfish, guys. All right, guys. Can you believe it? Man, I was ready. I thought I had the big bass of the tournament. My heart. All right, guys, let's keep working.
Something different.
I'm still sitting on 3 fish, guys. Now the time is ticking.
I got a mess.
For the past 2-3 hours, I've been scrambling. I've been scrambling, guys.
Nice fish.
Come on, calm down.
And that was on Shaky Head.
Yes, sir. All right, there we go, y'all.
I think I'm gonna throw this in.
Time is ticking. Need one more fish. Gotta calm down a little bit because time is moving, guys. All right, so time is moving. Time is moving, guys. So let me see. I have another question for you. So you see where we're at. Time is moving. Time is ticking. Right now, I have just caught my 4th fish. Remember, early in the day when you saw me catching all those fish were all being caught before 11 o'clock. Right now, we're sitting at about 1 o'clock. My check-in is at 3:50. So I'm going for a few hours without catching a fish. And now I finally caught that 4th fish. Who still thinks that I should have tossed that fish and run the chance of only coming in with 4? Does anybody change it? Or do you still say, hey, run with it? Run with it. We're going to get that 5th fish. Who would change their mind and say, yeah, change? Put change in there if you change your mind and think I should have kept that fish. And then we're going to finish taking a look at the end of it. But like I said, we're just trying to get you guys in here, get some crowd participation. Let's see who's going to run it. You know what I'm saying? They looked at their hands and they're like, hey, go ahead. I'm going to run with these cards. I'm good. All right. So we had Jason Hayes checking in. He says, run with it. He's sticking with it. All right. Special shout out to the money team in the house. We have Mark Scott says he'd run with it. Hey, he's sticking to it. He knows he's going to get that 5th fish. All right. Anybody else want to hop in? I'm looking. All right. We have Gopher Hayes. Run it. All right. So we got some confidence out here in these YouTube streets. All right. Then let's see. Joseph says, how far you had to get back to the landing? So to get back to the landing, I would say maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Let's just call it about 15 minutes. But let's just say 20 on the safe side because there's a lot of boat traffic out there and the water's kind of rough. All right. And then Greg says, Ryan, you are a shaky head fish catching machine. Man, I don't know if you can see how many rods I have on my deck. I really wanted to catch a fish with something else so bad, but it just wasn't happening for me. Just wasn't happening. All right. Then we have Ivy Moore says, run with it. All right. So everybody is sticking to their guns. The decision is to throw that back and be happy with it. Stick with it. All right. So we're going to see how that turns out. All right. And I saw a question up here. Let me just bear with me real quick. All right. Oh, yeah. So I see you guys were chiming in whenever I was losing that, whenever I lost that fish. All right. Where are we at? Let me see. All right. Ivy Moore said, I see you're a left hander. I'm going to have to give you some pointers on how to set the hook with that left arm. Oh, yeah. I reel with my right hand on my reels, guys. All right. Then we have Cajun Ross says, no, not a catfish. Oh, yeah, it was the dreaded catfish slimed up my line and everything. Everything slimed my line up. All right, then Living Out Loud, the podcast says, is that a lake near a power plant? I'm not sure. I don't believe so. All right, then back to these real quick. So we have Jason Hayes said run with it. Mark Scott said run with it. Gopher Hayes said run with it. Joseph says how far as to get back to the landing, trying to decide if he wanted to stick with it or not. All right, then Greg has said you are a shaky head fish catching machine. Oh yeah, yeah. And actually, I had 2 shaky heads tied on because I knew that was going to be the thing I was running with. All right, Ivy Moore stepped in and said,
Yes, sir.
run with it. All right. All right, so Joseph says 20 minutes and you still had almost 2 hours to go. Wacky worm and pray. Oh, man. Got to break out the prayers. All right, then we have Ivy Moore says Z-Men TRD all the way. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It might put in a little work with that. Then we have Ryan Potts checking in. What is going on? Glad you're checking into the live stream. All right, says what is going on. All right, so Joseph says, Mark says, use your purse arm for the hook set. Oh, come on, man. What's up with that? You know, I got some little muscles. Got some muscles going on. Then Cajun Rob says, never give up. All right, guys. So everybody, the running consensus is that, yeah, we stick with it. Our decision was made. We're saying, hey, that was not a bad decision. So we are going to run with it. Oh, yeah. The money team is not scared. They're like, hey, we're going to run with it. All right, so let's go ahead and finish taking a look at the rest of the day, guys. Let's see what happens. All right, hold on. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Let me get the screen back right for you. All right. All right, here we go, guys. Let's see what else happens.
Getting that last one smaller than all of these.
Oh, guys, it was the end of the day. That was it. Oh, I'm bagging them up, guys. Had to bag up 4 fish.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That was my big fish right there, guys. So what did that cost me?
How about Ryan Johnson and Sugar Hill, Georgia boater? Right there, pal. Bass bag and all. 4 keepers for the scales today. Just 1 shy of the tournament limit. But 4 bass coming in. The dreaded 911. 9 pounds and 11 ounces. Right?
All right, here we go, guys. Finishing up the day here, Lake Oconee. 3rd stop for the BFL. You saw the tournament day. You saw the weight. All right, guys, let's talk about it. MoneyBass.com. All right, so there you have it, guys. There you have it. Oh, man. I mean, it was a good day out there on the water. You know, I was able to get my 5 fish, but did I bring 5 to the scales? Ah, man. So that caught, I had 9 pounds, 11 ounces. My goal for each one of these tournaments is pretty much to come in with a 10-pound average. So I was right there. If I brought that fish in, you know, if. You know how it goes with tournament fishing. So I was in 40th place overall prior to this tournament. And remember, the goal is to make the top 45 to qualify and go to regionals. So with that 911 pounds, it bumped me up, guys. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Your partner moved up to 31st place overall now. So, hey, we're still in the game, So it was a good day, guys. So, yeah, I mean, throwing that fish back, it cost me a little bit of weight. Cost me a few points, but, hey, we're still in there. So we'll see what happens at Lake Sinclair next. All right, and let's see what we have in here. We have Darren Pearson checking. He says, so we wanted to start calling you Cat Daddy. So we wanted. Okay, all right. Hold on. Let me see what I missed in here. Hold on. Never give up. Oh, I think this is what you're talking about. What are y'all in there talking about? All right. So Joseph says, Cajun Rob, you ain't lying. I still throw baits back at the landing, trying to catch some off the cover near the ramps. I throw till I load up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Then we have Jason Hayes checking in, hit me with the congrats. Really, really appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Then we have Gopher Hayes. We have Double Hayes in the house. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I stuck with it, man. I was like, I'm going to make this decision and roll with it. Really thought I was going to be able to get that 5th fish. I mean, I was sticking them, but there were a lot of males in there. So I think those bigger fish had kind of were there in the morning. But then as the day went on, I think they kind of moved out, because that is when I was catching those bigger fish before. All right, then we have Joseph says, you still did good, man. Can't be upset. You did all right. and you didn't do anything to lose your soul over. Oh yeah, I gotta keep my soul. I have to keep my soul. Uh-oh, look who we have checking in, guys. Man, we have another special guest. Have Mako Mills checking in. He says, hey, Money, just checking in, brother. Hang in there. 31st is great. Keep pushing, brother. Let's go. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. So 31st. So we'll see how things pan out after Lake Sinclair. I feel kind of good about that lake. So definitely we'll give you guys some updates on that. And as always, got to give a shout out to the sponsor of the show. What's up, Greg? Really appreciate the 1999 super chat. And also, what was that? What was that? Greg is.
You are the big fish.
Oh, yeah, he is the big fish of the live stream. And you know, that just made me want to do something a little extra for you. So I did post a video earlier this week going over the electronics. And what I'm going to do is just pull that video up and play that for you guys. And if you have any questions about how I was using my sonar, my side scan, my live imaging, and my 360, that is what I was using on the lake. And the practice day footage, I will be putting those clips out for the remainder of the week. So make sure you stay tuned and check that out. And some of the people that aren't, that are missing the live stream, they may not really know the behind the scenes that I'm about to show you guys whenever it comes to how I was able to locate those fish that I was catching during the practice days. So during the practice days, I was catching more fish at that time, guys, and they were a better caliber of fish. And like I said, at that time, I feel that those fish had moved up and there were bigger fish that were still more shallow for me. Of course, there was somebody that won the tournament with about 18 pounds, but it wasn't me. So, I mean, there's going to be somebody that always finds these fish, especially when you're fishing against the locals on these lakes. So for me, I'm kind of fishing for points. I know I'm not going to get out here and come back with 2 8-pounders on, in most cases on these lakes, because I don't fish them like that. I'll go and maybe pre-fish maybe twice. But once again, special shout out to Greg. Really appreciate it. He is the sponsor of the live stream. So really appreciate that. All right. So what I'll do now, I'll just check and see if there's any more comments in the live stream. Hold on just a second, guys. Let me hop back into the comments real quick. And then what I'll do, like I said, I'll pull up that footage and just kind of give you an idea of what I did to locate those fish, because I know a lot of you guys are wanting to get better with your electronics and everything. Oh my goodness. Hold on just a second. What has just happened? Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Greg. Special shout out to Greg, but Mako Mills looks like he just stepped into the live stream and he's like, hold up, swole up. Let me throw in 1 cent more so that I can become the sponsor of the live stream. Look at Mako Mills. He says, let's go, Money. Here's a little something for the next tournament. Let's go, brother. Oh, yeah. And really appreciate everybody that has contributed to the channel. I will shout you guys out, and everybody that contributed that did help support the entry into the tournament that I just participated in this past Saturday. So Mako Mills, you are sponsoring the next you are a co-sponsor, I'd say, in the next tournament coming up. So that is what these funds will go to. This will go to the entry fee in the next BFL. So anybody that wants to contribute and participate in supporting the channel, always really appreciate you guys. All right, so we have Mako Mills. So let me hop in here to this banner. But oh my goodness, we've got a new leader. Oh yeah, we have a new leader, a new sponsor of the live stream, Mako Mills. So let me head in here real quick and change this. Let me see, did I get that right? Let me change that real quick and change that to Mako Mills. Mako Mills. So if you check down at the bottom of the screen, let me just make sure that I saved that right. So special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Mako Mills. Really appreciate that. And you are, hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I put some respect on his name.
You are the big fish.
Oh yeah, Mako Mills. He is the big fish of the live stream, stepping in strong with the $20 super chat. All right, guys. Gotta love that. Really, really appreciate it. All right, so let's hop back into the comments real quick and see what else we have in here. And like I said, what I will do now is I will pull up that on the water footage showing the side scan sonar. I believe I was using my down scan also, and then I used the target lock system. Special shout out to Sly Doggy TN. I do not see him in the live stream, but I always have to give him a shout out. He did sponsor the channel by sending a complete target lock system. I don't know if any of you guys were not here and missed that episode whenever we discussed that and went over some of the special details as far as I guess some settings and all of that stuff when we went in depth with the target lock system. But that was donated to the channel by Sly Doggy TN. So if you see him out there in these YouTube streets, make sure you always let him know that MoneyBass really, really appreciates his contribution to the channel. All right, and let's see what else we have, guys. All right, then we have Mark Scott chiming in. He says, awesome fishing, Ryan. Hold your head up high and know you did the right thing. Oh, yeah. So believe me, I went back and calculated and ran those numbers to see now that I'm in 31st place, where that would have bumped me up to. And I believe it would have put me up to maybe, I think it was like 28th place or something like that. It would have moved me up 2 spots. So 29th, it would have moved me up to 29th place. So, hey, I mean, it's still, you know what I mean? Not too bad, not too bad. So I feel good about the decision and the way the day went. So for me, it just kind of added a little extra something to the tournament that I just needed to accomplish. All right. Yeah. So special shout out to that. Ryan Potts says, wow, what a gift, Sly. Oh, yeah. So make sure you guys shout out Sly Doggy TN anytime. I mean, whenever you see him in other chats or anything like that, hey, make sure, for me, just give him a little bit of acknowledgement. So really, really appreciate that. All right. So just bear with me, guys. I just have to drop some things down from my screen. All right. Hold on one second. Let me remove this. All right. So like I said, let's get into a little bit of electronics, because that is something that a lot of you guys are here for and that we get into every week. All right. Remove this. And like I said, if you guys have questions, comments, or anything like that, please make sure you get active in the comments. And there was a question in here that I saw a minute ago. Let me just make sure I get back up here and get to it. Hold on one second. Let me just find it. Don't want anybody to feel left out. There it goes. Big Mac. All right. Big Mac stepping in, says, MoneyBass, what's your 3 go-to baits? Let me see my 3 go-to baits. Actually, let's see. What do you guys think? What in the comments? Let's see how well some of the guys know and have been watching the channel. So what would you guys say on my 3 go-to baits? Let's drop it in the comments real quick. I want to see what you guys think, and then I'll answer that question for you. All right. And let's see. Joseph says, my retired U.S. Air Force wifey says, go Air Force. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go Air Force. Good deal. All right. Then Greg says, how unfair, PC user edging this mobile user out by a penny. Oh, man. That is what happened. Because if you send your super chat by a phone, it ends in 99. If someone sends it by a computer, it ends with a 0. So that's why one is $20. So just to show you guys what I'm talking about. So special shout out to Mako Mills, edging him out by 1 cent because he sent his by a computer. And then we had, we had Greg up here. Where's Greg at? Hold on, just bear with me, guys, because that is kind of funny. Mako Mills came in with a 1 cent come up. All right, so Greg hit me with the $19.99 because he sent his via phone. So that is what he is talking about on that. So yeah, he got you. He got you. So let's see. You said, should ban PC users from chats like livescope from tournaments. Oh, no, not banning the livescope. They have a 1 cent advantage over us mobile device users. All right, good deal with that. All right, so I'm looking to see what you guys think my top 3 baits are. What do you think my top 3 baits are from watching my videos? All right, so Mako Mill says the shaky head, the Ned rig, and the spy bait. Okay, all right. Let's see. Then we have Ryan Pot stepping up. He says the swim bait, the jig, and the shaky head. Okay, all right. The swim bait, jig, and shaky head. All right. Then we have Gopher Hayes stepping in. Says the shaker. Okay, I guess the shaky head, the Ned rig, and the wacky rig. Oh, okay, all right. And then Joseph, let's see. Joseph says, what would Randy say? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Come on, man. All right, let's see. Cajun Rob says shaky head, swim bait, and jig. All right, then Joseph says no PC. Let's see what we are talking about. Okay, I guess that's about the super chat. All right, so let's see. And I guess it's going to vary depending on the lake that I'm fishing also. And so what I will do is I will say my top 3 if I'm fishing for spotted bass is going to be a shaky head. That's going to be my first one. I always keep that on deck. If I'm fishing for spotted bass, I'm going to have a drop shot because a lot of times I will get right over those spotted bass in clear water, lakes like Lanier, Lake Russell, Lake Hartwell. I will have that drop shot ready. Now that third one is going to be tricky because I'm going to go for those because now that top water action offshore is picking up. So what I will add for that clear water, those going after those spotted bass, for top water, I'm going to throw a swim bait, something like a Seville swim bait, and a Sammy. So I guess that would be 4. So that shaky head, drop shot, and then I want to have something like a Sammy. And it's kind of tough because those 2 things, that shaky head and drop shot, those are pretty much gonna go towards the bottom of the water column. That Sammy and that Seville swim bait, those are going to be more towards the top of the water column. So I need something to fill out that middle area, and that's going to be something like a fish head swim or a small Kitech bait with a just a regular jig head on it. All right, so that is the 3 baits for that. So now if I'm going to fish a lake like Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair, any lake that's Lake Gunnersville, lakes that are a little more shallow, and you're going to be targeting largemouth, still going to have that shaky head. Can't get away from that. I'm going to add on a wacky rig, and then I'm going to throw on something like a flashy swimmer. So that's basically a swim bait, and I will have a it'll be like a 3.8 Kitech swim bait and a flashy swimmer. That's basically a hook with a little spinner that hangs down from the bottom of it. So that's what will give me a little bit of flash. And I throw that instead of throwing a spinner bait because I like throwing in a lot of structure and cover. So that flashy swimmer will swim through that and make it through it. So what do you guys think? What do you think about those? All right, then we have Darren Pearson says, okay, guys, I set the hook on you guys later. Good night. Oh, yeah, he's heading out. All right, then we have Gopher Hayes says, I want to see side imaging settings. So I don't know if I actually put the settings on this clip that I'm about to pull up, but let me go ahead and get into that because we have been running for about an hour and a half now. But I mean, you guys are showing some love to the channel, showing that I'm providing a little value to you. So let me go ahead and keep providing a little more value. Maybe this will help some more of you guys out. So let me just get some things set up and share it again. Oh my goodness, what has just happened? Greg was like, hey, hold on, man, hold on, this is not about to happen to me. So Greg is like, we got a new leader. Oh, we have a new leader, guys. We have Greg stepping in saying, hey, I'm holding that sponsorship for tonight's live stream for this Lake Oconee success. All right, so really appreciate that. Really appreciate you supporting the channel. All right, so Greg hit the channel up with the $4.99 super chat. So basically that puts him at about, what is that? 24, just doing some quick calculations. $24.98.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, how about that? So let's go ahead and do a little work. Head in here to this banner. So it did say special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Mako Meals. But Greg stepped in and said, hey, let me push you to the side just a little bit. All right, so let's see. Let me just edit this real quick, guys. So let me change this to Greg. All right, really, really appreciate that. And we do have a new leader of the live stream. And also, all right, there we go. So now if you take a look, the banner scrolling at the bottom says, let's see, special thank you so much to the sponsor of the live stream. And now Greg has become
You are the big fish.
Oh yeah, so he stepped it up a little bit. So I had to cull out. I had to do some culling. All right, good deal with that. Really, really appreciate that, Greg. All right, so let's see who else we have checking in, guys. All right, so Ryan Potts says, got to throw in the frog in shallower water. Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get into some of those frog bites, but it's not too often that I pick it up. I definitely have it tied on. I can quickly reach down into the rod locker and pick that up whenever the time is right for that. But what I have found in a lot of cases is I will throw it's a ribbit frog that it's a soft plastic that you can kind of buzz along the top of the water and let that fall in any of the, like whenever you're fishing grass, you can let it fall in any of the holes in that grass. So just something to think about. But yeah, so that frog that's a nice bite to have on the lake. All right, then Ivy Moore says, I'm Z-Man in Berkeley all the way. The Great Lakes, La Crosse, Wisconsin is being pushed back from April 29th to May 20th. So I got time to prepare. The Mississippi flooded, so I can't get in yet. All right, so yeah, you have to make it happen. Have to work with what you have. All right, then we have Gopher Hayes says, I've been switching between Mega and 800. I'm pretty sure I see fish better on 800. So yeah, so that 800 is going to give you more detail. So whenever you're scanning and you want that more detail for that closer in, when you're scanning things a little closer, you want to hit that 800 and that will give you more detail. That 400 will help you whenever you're searching for a wider area. All right, then Mako Mill says, nice one, Greg. Oh yeah, Greg snuck it in. Greg was like, oh yeah, let me hit that sponsorship spot. Let me get my name back on that banner at the bottom. Really, really appreciate that, Greg. And special shout out to you, Mako Mills. All right, Ivy Moore says, I cash app you. I can't do cash to YouTube yet. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just check. Like I said, guys, I'm trying to get all of these social media things set up and rolling. But yeah, let me just check this Cash App. I don't want to leave out the Cash App crew because that banner does say special shout out to the Cash App crew. Okay, let me see. I see a little something in the Cash App. Just bear with me. Let me see. Okay, so we have Ivy Moore checking in. Okay, so what I have to do, guys, I do have to do something a little special for the Cash App crew so they can get in on the action and put it up on the screen. So Ivy Moore has hit the channel with a $5 Cash App. So really, really appreciate that, Ivy Moore. Really appreciate the strong support for the channel. And guys, like I said, everybody that has contributed to the channel, I will give you guys a special shout out once I get everything registered and set up for the next tournament that will take place on Lake Sinclair. So that is what these funds will be going to. So really, really appreciate it. Special shout out to Ivy Moore for the $5 Cash App. Really, really appreciate that. And actually, I think it is the first Cash App for the channel. So, hey, really, really appreciate that. All right, then we have Joseph Berthelot says, water clarity, depth, particulate saturation, distance around you, different electronics, techniques for different. Man, you guys are getting deep on here. All right, let me see. But always send the Duralast. Oh man, do not summon Chicken Hawk. We don't need Chicken Hawk coming here and crashing this live stream. All right, then Greg says, same. I really enjoy this channel. Some really good people here. Oh yeah, always. All right, okay. And then so Ivy Moore. Okay, yeah. So that is where it came from. Yep, that is it. So special shout out to Ivy Moore. Really, really appreciate that. All right, guys. So like I said, let me just find that that footage real quick. And this is going to be a video that I just uploaded, and it comes from Lake Oconee. And like I said, the people that aren't catching the live stream, they're going to miss out on a few things. So let me just share this real quick. Just bear with me, guys. And like I said, as this video was playing, if you guys have questions about anything, always feel free to hop into the comments and I will pull that up. All right. So Gopher Hay says Chicken Hawk, Chicken Hawk. Oh my goodness. You guys do not want Chicken Hawk coming into this live stream causing some chaos. I'm still trying to meet him on the lake. I don't know when that's going to happen though. All right. So hold on. Just bear with me. I'm just sharing my screen now. All right, let's see. And some of you guys may have seen this video. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and this just gives you kind of an idea of some of the cover structure, things like that I was targeting, and how I was able to find some of the things that I was able to find. And I don't mention it directly in the video itself, but just take a look whenever I'm looking at the live imaging. Whenever you're looking at that, you can see those fish swimming around that cover, that structure that I have found on here. All right, so let me add this on here, and let me just see, guys. Hold on one second. Just trying to make sure I can. Okay, there we go. So we can do it like that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. And like I said, let's get active in the comments. Out. All right, let me just start it over so it has the sound on it. Now, here we go, guys. I currently have my side scan set at 80 feet out, and all I'm doing is just covering water and looking for any type of cover and structure. And just wanted to show you real quick how I was able to locate that that structure that I just showed you guys. All right, so here it is right here on down scan sonar, and there it is on side imaging. So let me just skip to my side imaging real quick, and there you go, guys. So that is what I was able to see, and once I saw that, from that point, all I pretty much had to do was drop that waypoint, turn back around, and just get a more detailed view of it using my Mega Live and the 360, guys. You can use your Mega Live system, 360, and target lock. All three of those together can pretty much help you have a successful day out here on the water, guys. What I'm doing is using that to line up my cast. When I was scanning using my side scan and sonar, I was able to locate this structure that you see on the side scan. So what I did is I dropped a waypoint right there. It was close enough to it so that once I went ahead and stopped the boat, dropped the 360, I was able to quickly and easily find it based on the location of that waypoint. And looking over here on the mapping, you can see it right here on the mapping also. I'm sitting kind of shallow. The other thing with it, guys, I have my talons. If you look back here real quick, you can see that I dropped my talons. And that is pretty much holding me in place. So I do have a spot lock on here, but whenever I'm in shallow water, I prefer to use those talons. Some of you guys have been asking me about that. When do I use the talons versus the spot lock? And that's pretty much it. Anytime that I'm in shallow water, anything around 9 feet or less, I prefer to use those talons to kind of get locked in on the spot. But let's get right to it, guys. Taking a look at the target lock, you can see it's pointing out to the right now, but looking on the 360, that structure is straight ahead. So what we want to do is, normally I'm standing up, so I will just use this foot pedal to kind of change the direction of that target lock. So as I'm pressing that button, you will see that it's kind of scanning to the left. And what the goal is to get it lined up right here with that cover, with that structure, so that way we can see if there's any fish on there. So I'm slowly just pressing that button right there and panning it to the left, as you can see up there on that arrow, until we start seeing that structure. And there we go. So that's the structure right there. And if you leave it on there, I've kind of scanned it real quick, and I can see those fish are moving back and forth in that cover and structure that they have right there. So I'm scanning a little bit past it. So now I'm lined up directly with it. You can see that on the arrow. Whenever I kick it back a little bit, let's just take another look at that 360. But now I'm scanning all the way to the left of it, because what I want to do is see where those fish are at along this structure. And can't really tell what that is right there, but you can see that it's a pretty long piece of structure down there under the water. Could be some steps, some old steps or something like that, or maybe even an old submerged dock. But either way, we want to find the area where those fish may be staging or setting up on there, because as you can see, that is the bank right there, and there's some rocks and other things over there. So these fish are pretty much moving back and forth along these rocks, and they can go here and kind of get some cover whenever they need it. But let's go ahead and finish taking a look at this, guys. All right, so I'm scanning further to the left, and eventually I should start seeing the dock that is close to that. So I'm still scanning to the left, and you can start to see the dock right there. So what we're getting from this interference, guys, if you take a look at the water clarity here, the water is kind of stained, but there's definitely like you can see some little leaves and debris and things like that in the water. So this live system will pick that up along with the pollen, and I've given you guys a lot of information on that and how to get that cleared up if you choose to do that. But for me, it's good enough for me to be able to see what I need for today. So let me continue to turn this and just see what we see. All right, so nothing else over there. So now I'm going to pan this. As you can see, it's all the way to the left now. So I'm going to start panning this back to the right until I get it lined back up with that structure that I'm seeing on the 360. Right now, it's just pointing over there toward those rocks. So that's why you're kind of seeing that return from that hard bottom. But let me just go ahead and continue pressing this right arrow now, and that will turn it until we start seeing that cover again. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. It's starting to come back into play, and I just want to keep moving slowly until I see where those fish are at. Okay, it looks like I can see the fish moving around right there. So what I'll do now is just pick a lure or a bait that I think will kind of produce based on what I'm seeing here. So these fish are sitting in about 12 feet of water. That's where that structure is located. And this reading is a little off. I probably need to go into my settings and just make a quick change in there to get that updated. But there you go again. You can see that fish kind of come up a little bit and go back down into that cover. So for me, what I like to do is throw something like a jig, a Texas rig, shaky head, something like that, that I can actually cast out there and watch fall down to the bottom. What I'll do for you guys is I will toss a wacky rig out there, something that you can see will have a slow fall, and we can actually track that while it's falling. So just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to record this for you and cast with one hand. So let me just see if I can get this lined up, guys. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. There is the cast with that wacky rig, and you can see it falling right down into that cover, and there's a fish coming up to meet it. So sometimes those fish will pick it up right away. Other times you have to, you know, get out there and put a little action into it. But let me fish this back real quick so that way you can kind of see how it looks whenever these fish are following that bait. All right, there we go. So you can see that wacky rig falling right on the other side. There's a fish coming out of it, going down to it. But let's see if they will take it. So I'm just fishing it kind of slow, guys. All right, and now you can see, because that bait went in there, it kind of activated those fish a little bit. You can see them coming straight out of there and going right down to where that wacky rig is at. So let me just move it a little bit again. All right, and that was it right here. So you kind of saw it right in there, guys, but doesn't look like they're taking it. But we're not here to catch fish today anyway, so I'm just out here getting some practice in for a tournament that I will be participating in tomorrow. But there you go. So you can see those fish moving in and out of that cover. And just a quick recap, guys. All I'm doing is scanning using my sonar, down scan, and side scan from the console. Once I was able to locate this structure right here using the side scan, I quickly put a waypoint on it, turned around, came back and dropped the trolling motor and used my target lock 360 and also that mapping. You can see that waypoint right there on the mapping. And once I get all of that lined up, now I can go ahead and get it lined up using the target lock and the Mega Live. So those things in combination, guys, that is something that can get out here and help you have a productive day on the water. I hope that information helped you out. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure you get active in the comments and consider subscribing to the channel, because I am always dropping information that I feel will bring value to you guys while you are out on the lake. All right, really appreciate you subscribing and supporting the channel. I will see you on the next video. All right, so there you go, guys. So hope that information, kind of gave you a little bit of insight into how I was able to go out there and locate the fish that I was finding. Again, that was the Friday before the tournament. So yeah, at that point, they were still biting pretty good. And like I said, I was catching bigger fish at that time. I will be uploading that footage during this week, later this week, so you guys can see the practice footage. All right, let's see who else we had stepping in here. All right, hold on one second. All right, so I think I got that one. Yep. All right, so Greg says, same, I really enjoy the channel. Some really good people here. All right, special shout out to Greg, member of the money team and also sponsor of tonight's live stream. Gotta love that. Really, really appreciate it, Greg. All right, and we have, who else do we have checking in? So Joseph had a question. He says, I've got a question. About to do a full swap over to Powerhouse Lithium. Oh, you're going with the big boys. Let's see. He says, I'm thinking the big 12 volt with emergency start reserve and 60 amp 36 volt for the trolling motor. So a friend of mine does have a 36 volt for his trolling motor. All right. And he says, with a second feed to my electronics power block. All right. So for me, if anybody in the chat is running lithiums, see if you can answer his question and help him out with that. So for me, my setup, I have 3 batteries for my trolling motor. And they are just regular deep cycle batteries. I think they are just regular lead acid batteries, I believe. And then I have one AGM battery. It's an Interstate 31M AGM battery that runs everything else. It's on my starter battery, runs all of those electronics that you saw, my live wells, everything runs off of that one AGM battery. So that is my setup. I have not heard of anybody else that is running all of those electronics or anything off of one battery. But for me, I haven't experienced any issues with that yet. So I'm saying that now, but who knows, in a week, a month, 6 months or something like that, I may be coming back and telling you guys something a little different, but I haven't noticed any issues with that yet. But yeah, I haven't went up to the lithiums yet, upgraded to that yet. So if anybody in the chat is running lithium batteries, just hop in and see if you can help Joseph out with some information on that. All right. And then Joseph also says, just ahead of the electronics block, I plan to step down to 12 volt with a transformer. All the graphs and what is that? AT would always see 12 volts. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, I keep mine kind of simple. And then I also do have a Perco switch that will connect my starter battery, that 31 AGM battery that's running everything. If that starts getting low, I can turn that Perco switch and it will pull additional power from one of my trolling batteries. So that is pretty much how my setup is. All right. Then we have Gopher Hayes says, anyone want to trade Humminbird Mega Live and Solix for my Echo Map 34? Wait a minute. I mean, why are you changing out your Garmin? I thought that 34 was like the top of the line. Everybody's trying to imitate that. Give us some feedback on that. And actually, guys, I went out on the lake with my co-angler from this past weekend. He saw the way that I was using my electronics, and he had questions and questions and questions. And eventually his question was, hey, if I just happen to be out your way, can you hop on my boat and kind of show me how you are doing what you were doing with those electronics? So it just so happened that today he just happened to be out towards Lake Lanier and just happened to have his boat with him. So I hopped on the boat with him for maybe like an hour or so and went and set up his Garmin system. And it was pretty easy. It was not hard for me to figure that system out at all because I had not used a Garmin system. So I set his transducer correct. I went through, set up his gain, and I think the other one was like color something. I can't remember the other setting in there, but there were like 3 or 4 settings in there that we adjusted along with the color palette. And not too long after that, we were tracking the bait. We were finding fish. We were actually finding structure. And to me, it pretty much, he has the 32 version, and that did not look too much different than the Mega Live system to me, as far as tracking the baits and everything. The baits that we did throw, that I did throw on there was a shaky head, of course. And I was throwing a spy bait. So we tracked those 2 baits, and we saw the fish reaction to those. And then we also used the drop shot a little bit. So I showed him that and helped him set up his sonar. So yeah, just curious to that. Why are you wanting to get rid of your the LVS 34 for the Live and the Solix? Do you have like other, like the 360, other things that you want to have on that one boat network? Just kind of curious, All right, then we have, let's see, who else is this? What do we have here? Let me just double check. All right, and again, quick pause for the cause. Special shout out to Greg, the current sponsor of the live stream. Really, really appreciate it, Greg. Really appreciate you getting active in the comments and supporting the channel. All right, so let's see where were we at. All right, so yeah, if anybody can answer that question about the batteries, that would be great. And Gopher Hayes, yeah, just give it a little more insight into what's going on with that Mega Live system. All right, then Ryan Potts says, one thing I've noticed is the 360 on the right and the Live pointing more to the left. What do you think is causing that reading to be off? Let me see. I wonder if you're talking about on my system. Let me just pull that video back up again and let's see. Let's see if that was what you're referring to. Was there a certain part in the video? All right, let me add it back to the screen real quick. All right, hold on one second. Actually, let me just scroll through here and see if I can find it, where I'm showing all 3. So the target scanning to the left, and what I'm the goal is to get it lined up right here with that cover, with that structure, so that way we can see if there's any fish on there. So I'm slowly just pressing that button right there and panning it to the left, as you can see up there on that arrow, until we start seeing. Okay, I think I saw it. So let me just get to a spot where we can see. All right, 305. Let me just pause it right there if I can. I missed it. Hold on one second. Lined up directly with it. You can. All right, so you see the arrow is pointing straight ahead, and if you take a look at the cover, that structure on the 360 is straight ahead in front of the boat. So that arrow is right here. You guys can see that mouse. That arrow is pointing straight ahead. Back a little bit, and then straight ahead of the boat is focusing right there on the edge of that that cover. And that was some type of stairs, or maybe like an old dock or something like that. But it's possible that it could be a little off. So going back to your question, let's see. You said one thing I've noticed is the 360 on the right and the Live pointing more to the left. Let me see. What do you think is causing that? So yeah, I mean, it could just be a small adjustment as far as just turning the Live just a little bit, just loosening it up and turning it. But for me, the thing is, you want to get to the point where you're able to see what you need to see and able to cast your bait and locate it quickly, and know that wherever you're seeing that cover and you're seeing the fish and everything, you know where those things are at on each one of the, each one of the screens. So hopefully that helps out. But yeah, if it is a little off and you want to get it dead on, it would just be a matter of just taking the time to adjust it just a little bit for each one. But for me, they were, it's good enough for me to be able to see exactly what I need to. All right, so hope that answered your question. If it didn't, just kind of drop a little more in there and I can give some further clarification. All right. Then Joseph says, let's see, run and gun charger from the 12 volt to the 36 volt to recharge the trolling motor battery as the big motor runs to keep things topped off. Oh yeah. I mean, you're talking about getting things right. So you're talking about that charger. I know I've seen what you're talking about, but yeah, I think if you're getting all of that stuff on there, you shouldn't have a problem with anything. So yeah, like I said, if anybody else is running lithiums, maybe you can chime in on that. All right, then Greg says, great video, Ryan. Great explanation of using the different technologies. All right, really, really appreciate that. Like I said, guys, my goal is to bring value to you guys each week, and I hope that's what I'm doing. And I really, really appreciate the feedback and everybody supporting the channel and also getting active in the comments. All right, let's see where we're at, guys. All right, so I see a few more questions that popped in here. All right, so we have Academic Mailbox checking in. What is going? It says, "Hey, Money, hope it's going well from Ireland." Oh man, got him checking in from way across the way from Ireland. Special shout out to you. All right, then we have Greg, member of the Money Team and sponsor of the live stream, says using a 36 volt lithium pro with a 12 volt to 36 volt charger. I have a dedicated 100 amp hours for the electronics. I have jumpers to transfer power if needed. Oh yeah, so you're rolling. I don't think you should have any problems because you have all your stuff set up. All right, so Joseph says, Greg, shoot me a PM on Facebook if possible, please. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Shoot him a PM. Always good to network in the in the chat and everything. Like I said, some of you guys are in the same state, same lakes and all that stuff. So maybe you can meet up and even fish tournaments together. Like there are some people that have been doing that. All right, so Gopher Hayes says, okay, let's get some clarification on the swap out that he's asking for. All right, I have 2 Solix 12s and 1 Garmin for livescope. I really want target lock. Oh, okay. I feel you. I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, I mean that one boat network. Yeah, it's real tempting. It's real tempting being able to. And that was the other thing today. The boat that I was on, helping him set up his Garmin. He has Garmin, like you said, he has Garmin, and then he has Helix units, Humminbird units for everything else. So whenever you're finding things on that live imaging, you want to drop a waypoint on there. That waypoint is not going to share across those units too. So, but I mean, to each his own. Some guys, some guys are having great success running that system that way with them split up, having the Garmin live scope and the Humminbird system. But yeah, I know what you mean. That target lock is the truth, especially out there whenever that wind starts picking up and you're trying to fish offshore. So good deal with that. All right, Greg says the cranking battery charges the 36 volt trolling motor battery on the run. I don't have Facebook or any other social media. So let's see on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know how you guys can contact each other on YouTube. Who is this? I don't stunt. What is going on? He says, what was your weight Saturday? Yes, I think you did send me a message on, I don't know if it was Instagram or Facebook or something. But guys, if you send me a message and I do not answer, please don't think I'm ignoring you. No, actually, I think it was in the comments. Because I'm still trying to keep up with everything. So I have a lot of messages and things like that are starting to pick up. So I try to get back to everybody, but I know I'm falling a little bit behind, guys. It's getting tough on me. So my weight on Saturday was 911. I did throw my 5th fish back thinking before I culled it because I was thinking that it may die ahead of time. And I did not want to have a dead fish and not be able to cull that smaller fish because it was my smallest fish. Threw that 5th fish back and was not able to recoup and catch another fish. So I came in with 4 fish for 911. All right, so let's see. Ryan Potts says yes on yours. All right, so yeah, hopefully that answered that question for you. All right, Joseph says, Roger that. I figured it would work just fine. I just haven't talked to a retail user who had used the DC to DC on the go charging yet. All right. And then he also says, thanks, Greg. Hearing that it works as advertised was exactly what I wanted to know. There we go. All right, sorry for being too much of a high-tech redneck. Hey, you can't be talking about Michael with high-tech redneck fishing. I don't even see him in the chat, but shout out to him. But yeah, so really, really appreciate that, Joseph. All right, Greg says the head on my Mega 360 head loosened up on my 360 shaft. I used some Teflon tape to tighten the head, then use some tape to pull CW. What is that, CW? To keep it tight. Okay, yeah, I mean, things do get loosened up, guys, and we have to get creative sometimes. All right, then Ryan Potts says, gotta go, bud. Great live. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
We've been running for about 2 hours, guys. So, hey, I see the numbers are starting to drop down. Guys are getting a little sleepy, all that good stuff. So, hope I have provided some great value to you guys. And let's see who else we have. I Don't Stud says, yes, seen you there on my way out. Okay, yeah, so you were actually at the BFL. So, hey, come and talk to me next time. There were a few guys there, that came over and talked to me. So, really, really appreciate that. Always good to meet new people, man. Trying to just continue building this community of like-minded guys that want to get on here and help each other out. As you see in the chat, people are networking and all that good stuff. But all right, guys, so want to give another special shout out to, let's see who we had stepping in here. We had Mako Mills stepping in. Special shout out to Mako Mills, very strong supporter of the channel, always dropping in and getting active in the comments. Really, really appreciate you. And also for the sponsor of the live stream, let me get to it. We had Greg stepping in with, where'd it go? Let me find it. 1 second, guys. Just bear with me real quick. Got to give credit where credit is due. Special shout out to Greg, the sponsor of the live stream, and looks like he is the overall sponsor of this live stream. And with that, Greg,
You are the big
you
fish.
are the big fish of the live stream, tonight's sponsor. Really, really appreciate that. And really appreciate everybody that chimed in and got active in the comments. You guys are what makes this channel great and continue to grow. Always make sure that you reach out and, just share these videos, share the links with guys so that we can continue to get bigger. And let me just double check just to make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right. So yeah, really, really appreciate it, guys. All right. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed, and hit the like button on the way out. If you did not hit it on the way in, it really does help out the channel. Really appreciate it, guys. I will see you guys on the next video. All right, guys.